สวัสดีครับ
ต้อนรับเข้าสู่รายการ Talking Thailand ผมมาดามแบรดชอว์นะครับ
อนัมซูชิงชิน
ปลื้มหม่อมหลวงณัฐกรเทวกุลครับนี่คือรายการ Talking Thailand นะครับ Welcome to Talking Thailand English Language News Talk and Discussion Program right here on Voice TV นะครับAdam how are you
I'm doing well yourself
I'm doing okay ครับคุณจิตสุภาชินครับ
I'm doing well too He hasn't asked but I answered
ผมท่านผู้ชมผมมีปัญหาผมไม่สามารถพูดภาษาอังกฤษกับผู้หญิงไทยได้
ทำไมล่ะคะ
นะครับเพราะว่ามันรู้สึกแปลกๆอดัมแต่ว่า
ไม่เป็นไรวันนี้ก็มีแขกรับเชิญนะครับที่เป็นผู้หญิงฝรั่งนะฮะพูดไทยได้นะฮะ
ครับนะฮะ
เดี๋ยวแนะนำให้รู้จักนะ
Okay for those of you who are regular followers of Voice TV and have been watching Talking Thailand since our first program you know that we have this thing going where we bring our own mug
Yep
so what we encourage you to do is join in with us Voice TV TV 21 this is my mug Adam what does your mug look like
it's just green stripes here okay green stripes because I like green it is the color of nature นะครับสีธรรมชาตินะครับ yes
Oh your mug is boring compared to mine look at mine
explain your mug
well
please
because I'm a big fan of 8-bit graphic so I'm always into 8-bit cartoons and stuff and this is myself look at this a girl with a robot and I named him Osmo He has a name too.
Looks a little old-fashioned to me.
Really? It's classic
you like 8-bit
retro.
Nintendo?
Yes, absolutely.
Mario
Love video
and Zelda.
games, 8-bit video games, all of those.
So all the viewers out there, you can join in and type hashtag and BYO. That's
Bring your own.
BYOMUG. That's bring your own mug.
Yep.
And then send it via Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. ท่านผู้ชมมีส่วนร่วมในรายการได้นะครับถ่ายภาพตนเองกับมัดนะครับแล้วก็มัดของตนเองแล้วก็ส่งเข้าไป
จริงๆเข้าไปดูใน Facebook ของ Talking Thailand แล้วก็จะมีคนที่ถ่ายรูปตัวเอง
ส่งภาพของตัวเองมาเยอะแยะเลยค่ะซึ่งเราจะมาดูภาพเหล่านั้นกันในช่วงสุดท้ายของรายการแต่ว่าตอนนี้ก็คือใครที่มีมักประจำตัวนะคะถ่ายรูปคู่กับมักแล้วก็อย่างที่คุณปลื้มบอกนะคะติดแฮชแท็กมา BYO มักค่ะ
And you can communicate with us just using hashtag Talking Thailand and by that way you make the program a little bit more popular
I mean, you can do it on Twitter or Facebook these days, or Instagram.
Or Google Plus.
Google Plus as well.
Instagram
okay.
too. Yep.
So everybody has hashtags now. เครื่องหมายสี่เหลี่ยมนะครับ the hashtag, okay?
Although I think a lot of Thai people are using it wrong. I mean, when you see hashtag, it has to be one word only. But Thai people start to use hashtags as a way to express their feelings. So usually you see like hashtags are being used wrong.
They throw in like an extra thought at the end.
Which is really annoying.
Hashtags
but anyway,
are supposed to be categorizing like certain pictures and certain posts. It's not a space where you add extra thoughts at the end of your post, but you know, whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
We're gonna move on to some serious issues. I like to start the program by talking about serious stuff. You know, that's how I am. You know, Adam.
Yeah, you're the news guy, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend my time talking about nonsense. I gotta talk about the economy. And the economy.
Tell us about the economy.
The economy is in the tank. I mean, at this point, you got the latest projections. The World Bank just had the latest estimates for Thailand. And on a serious side, it turns out that the latest GDP estimates have Thailand growing at the slowest level, compared to all of these other Southeast Asian countries. Let's have a look at the numbers right now, what we're looking at. For 2003, we had GDP growth of 2.9%. Okay.
2013.
2013. Okay. 2014, we're expected to see growth at about 3.0%. All right, 3.0%. For next year, we could see growth at 4.5%. Now, 3.0 sounds acceptable, but for Thai standards, in recent memory, we're supposed to be growing at 5 or 6%. And by Southeast Asian standards, we're supposed to be growing at around 6 or 7%. So if you compare this to Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, every single country in ASEAN, this is the lowest. So this is sort of the bummer today. I'm telling you.
It's too bad.
And a lot of it has to do with the uncertainty about our political climate.
Right.
I saw there were a few articles and there have been articles in The Economist about Thailand here and there, and the latest one had someone at the bottom comment that he used to come to Thailand on business all the time. And then he decided, I don't know, with all these protests and all these violent clashes, I'm going to start doing business in Singapore or other places
Right.
in Southeast Asia, which I didn't actually go in and comment, but I saw other people comment and say, if you come to Thailand, you know which points to avoid in Thailand, what places to avoid. I've never felt unsafe in Thailand, but as far as economics is concerned, obviously the political clashes can affect the economy. So
world growth is at 3%. If you look at the numbers, world growth is 3%. China growth is at 7.1%, and that's actually low for China. China is supposed to be growing around 7.5 to 8%. So the latest projections do not look that good, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Thailand will not be able to form a government before the third quarter. That's the fastest. In June or July. So it's going to affect government investment, and a lot of the negative projections also came as a result of the fact that we didn't pass the 2 trillion baht bill that was supposed to allow for further investment in infrastructure projects. So this is our problem right now, and highlighted by the latest numbers.
So do you think that by holding an election successfully, would that help with our economic growth?
That's supposed to help, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. Okay, so we have a political quagmire now, which is the term of the day.
Quagmire.
Quagmire นะฮะศัพท์คำนี้นะฮะอาดัมฮะเป็นศัพท์ภาษาอังกฤษประจำช่วงเศรษฐกิจนี้ Q U A G M I R E นะฮะ
แล้วภาษาไทยว่าไงครับ Quagmire
Quagmire นี่คือมันคืออะไรความ
นึกถึงตัวการ์ตูนของ Family Guy มากกว่านะฮะ Quagmire
ฉันนึกถึงเสียงร้องของเป็ดนะคะ
อาดัมฮะช่วยอธิบายนิดนึงได้ไหมฮะว่า Quagmire แปลว่าอะไรดีมันแปลว่า
ไม่แน่ใจภาษาไทยจะว่ายังไงครับ
มันแปลว่าขุมแห่งความโกลาหลและความวุ่นวายที่ไม่สามารถออกมาได้หรือเปล่าคือมันยังไงดีมันเละเทะมันเละเทะ
ได้เละเทะแต่ว่าคำไทยที่เฉพาะมีไหม
ก็ต้องพบ
เดี๋ยวอาจจะต้องมาบอกช่วงหน้านะครับเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวเราไปดูนะครับในพจนานุกรมนะครับดูว่าของไทยนะครับมีคำว่า quagmire หรือเปล่านะครับ quagmire
อีกประเด็นหนึ่งซึ่งเป็น quagmire จริงๆก็คือยูเครนนะครับยูเครนเนี่ยเป็น quagmire ของจริงก็คือว่าโอ้โหcivil war หรือเปล่าสงครามกลางเมืองหรือเปล่ายังไม่ถึงขนาดนั้นแต่ว่าสถานการณ์ในยูเครนเนี่ย the situation in Ukraine which is my next topic is very much of a quagmire. It's a political quagmire. You got Crimea succeeding, joining Russia. You also have about 10 other provinces where you have, some, quote unquote militants, and believed to be supported by Russian troops, rising up, joining forces with Russians in Ukraine. And some of these provinces seemed like they want to succeed from Ukraine. At the same time, the government in the center is sending troops over, to these provinces. And they can't really control what's happening because all this Russian infiltration coming in to help with the upheaval in the provinces. So you have really a political quagmire, again, I use the term.
It's hard to take you seriously when you say quag for some reason. I mean, I know it's a word.
Quagmire is also a cartoon character in one of America's most popular cartoon series, and he's kind of a weird guy, an awkward guy. The actual definition of the word is an awkward, complex, or hazardous situation. So, as คุณปลื้มอธิบายเมื่อกี้นะครับเป็นสถานการณ์ที่วุ่นวายนะครับแล้วก็ไม่สามารถแก้ไขได้ง่ายๆนะครับ
อันตรายด้วย
อันตรายก็ได้นะครับซับซ้อนนะครับแล้วก็อาจจะอึดอัดด้วยนะฮะ
คือถ้าอยู่ข้างในอึดอัดอย่างถ้าคุณไปอยู่ในยูเครน if you're in Ukraine you would feel อึดอัด at this point especially if you're a participant in the ongoing battles but you've been following Ukraine right I mean you've been following the story
well also people try to compare situations in Ukraine with what's going on in Thailand do you feel some people fear that we might get to the point where Ukraine is right now do you think we will ever get to that point
hopefully we're not going to get to that point but it is the case that when you have an uprising in the capital and you set up a new government it doesn't mean that that new government can govern all of these provinces on the outside. I mean,
but the Ukraine situation has gotten to the point where it's not just Ukraine. Russia has come in and taken Crimea, and now America's trying to throw sanctions at Putin and Russia. And yesterday they actually had Putin come and answer a bunch of questions. And if you go on Russia Today's Twitter account, they've documented all of his answers. And I thought the most interesting question that he was asked was, if you were drowning, do you think Obama would help you? Would save you? What do you think he answered?
Russia Today เล่นสนุกดีนะ That's fun twittering from Russia Today
เขาชอบเล่นประเด็นที่แบบว่าเวลาเห็นแล้วแบบโอ้
ถ้า
Russia
เขา
so
ถาม
Russia
ว่า
today
ถามปูตินนะครับประธานาธิบดีเรียกประธานาธิบดีไหมของ รัสเซียนะฮะว่าถ้าคุณกำลังจมน้ำอยู่คิดว่าโอบามาจะช่วยชีวิตไหม
จะช่วยหรือเปล่า
เขาตอบว่า yes he would he's a very brave man which I thought that was an interesting answer because they showed a picture of him and Obama laughing and shaking hands and I think America like I've said in past programs has tried to back up from intervening in world politics as much as we have in the past, just because we've gotten so much heat and so much.
Right.
As an American, do you blame the Ukrainian situation on Russia? I don't blame it on Russia.
I don't, but I think Crimea. I mean, obviously they had a referendum, and 90% of Crimeans, I guess we can call them, voted to be part. Well, they want to be Russian.
Yeah.
So let them be Russian, but. Was it right for Putin to just come in and take over without like going through a real process of turning them into Russia?
So what was Putin supposed to do then?
Yeah, it's difficult, but I actually agree with what he did, just to save his naval ports. He needed to save that in Crimea. But but I do have another word, and this is easy. นะคำศัพท์คำที่สองนะครับประจำรายการในวันนี้นะครับคำนี้ง่ายฮะsanctions นะฮะ SANCTION นะ S ก็ได้นะฮะมาตรการคว่ำบาตรนะฮะมาตรการคว่ำบาตรนะครับ sanctions you know that you levy on a particular country when you want to punish them มาตรการคว่ำบาตรลงโทษอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะอาดัมนะสู้ชิงอันนี้ใช้บ่อยนะ
I think the origin of the word คว่ำบาตร is actually very interesting. Does it have to do with the monk and the container that people put rice and food in? So by คว่ำบาตรmeans that you knock over that baht that people use people use to put rice and
baht is like baht เงิน or like baht like a
บอ
baht
ใบไม้
right?
สระอาต่อเต่ารอเรือ is different
yeah
word
it's a different because I know it means boycott right
yeah boycott
ก็คือปฏิเสธคว่ำบาตรนะฮะแล้วก็ sanction ที่บอกเมื่อกี้นี่ฮะถ้าสมมุติเป็นคำนามนะครับก็จะเป็นเหมือนกับว่ามาตรการที่จะคว่ำบาตรหรือ boycott นะฮะอาจจะเป็นประเทศอาจจะเป็นบริษัทก็ได้นะครับ a sanction okay a formal decree a solemn agreement something that makes an oath binding อันนี้ก็จะเป็น sanction
จริงจังนะ serious it's serious
yeah it's a serious word comes from Middle French
yep I do have something to show you on the Ukraine topic just to line things up the character of Darth Vader
yep
yeah you know how they toppled Viktor Yanukovych. And then everybody felt that, okay, since the old president is gone in Ukraine, anybody can run. So this guy actually dressed up as Darth Vader.
Yeah, I saw the news the other day. Quite interesting.
And then he went over to the election commission office in Ukraine, which actually, works and does its job, unlike the election commission here, and this guy applied to run as president.
Is he even qualified?
No, he was refused. He was sent home.
Why?
It's a shame,
he looks legit. He looks legit.
อัน
นี้คำหนึ่งนะครับ legit นะฮะ LEGIT ย่อมาจากคำว่า legitimate นะฮะซึ่งแปลว่าซึ่งน่าเชื่อถือนะฮะหรือว่าซึ่งมีวุฒินะฮะก็เป็นคนที่ legit หรือมี credentials
legit แปลว่าศัพท์ทางการเมืองจะแปลว่าชอบธรรมนะความชอบธรรมเนี่ย legitimacy นะฮะ
legitimacy ก็เป็นคำนามนะครับความน่าเชื่อถือหรือความชอบธรรมใช่ไหม
ค่ะอาดัมกำลังบอกว่าคนที่สวมเสื้อชุด Darth Vader เป็นคนที่ดูมีความชอบธรรมใช่ไหม Look like he could bring some fun to the politics.
Darth Vader has no legitimacy in Ukrainian politics. 3 คำแล้วนะครับท่านผู้ชมแค่ช่วงแรกพักกันสักครู่ครับเดี๋ยวกลับมา Talking Thailand ต่อครับสักครู่ครับ
Welcome back to Talking Thailand รายการที่เราจะร่วมมองประเทศไทยในมุมมองที่แตกต่างระดับโลกนะครับ Welcome back
Welcome back ตอนนี้เมื่อกี้เราคุยกันเรื่องการเมืองไปใช่ไหมคะ ในช่วงนี้ค่ะอยากจะคุยเรื่องที่เป็นความสนใจ especially our interest. One of my hobbies is to watch series.
Yes.
And lately I came across this series which I think very interesting because it has never been of something like an interest in movie or series industry before. This new show called Silicon Valley.Silicon
Valley
Yep just
okay.
Silicon Valley ในภาษาไทยจะพูดว่า Silicon Valley ก็ได้นะคะเป็นคำที่เขียนแตกต่างกันนิดนึงนะคะ Well the show talks about the lives of those programmers in Silicon Valley which is a place where all of the technology headquarters are located at so this show will focus on 6 programmers who try to live the dream in Silicon Valley
This is a reality program
Not really it's a series not a reality
It's a series okay
yep.
but it's
with characters
It's about characters that are you know tech
yep.
nerds
Tech nerds
okay
Tech
geeks.
nerds Well the reason that I think is very interesting because when you talk about nerds or geeks people tend to feel like they're you know apply to the word losers so people are not really interested in how they live their lives but it's not like that anymore because Hollywood has turned their attention to nerd culture
Yes
but before we get into that I was curious of the differences between the word nerds and geek. You know, sometimes people call you nerd, sometimes geek. What's the difference between these two words?
Are we
I think it's the same.
Really?
I mean, geek or nerd
For you
me,
it's the same?
I mean, a lot of people will say like he's a computer nerd or he's a computer geek, or let's say it's like he's a video game nerd or geek.
Right.
And it can be used in a positive sense as well, meaning like someone that's really into that.
Yep.
บ้าเกมก็ได้บ้าอะไรสักอย่างนะครับซึ่งมันอาจจะบ้าสิ่งที่ดีก็ได้นะครับบ้าบาสอะไรเงี้ย I'm a basketball geek หรือ a basketball nerd ก็ได้นะครับ
นี่ผมได้ศัพท์ภาษาอังกฤษที่จะสอนท่านผู้ชม I got a new English language term now nerd or geek ซึ่ง in Thai I think the word is non Yes
นอนหนังสือใช่ไหม
worm นอนหนังสือเนี่ย
Well in English we have that bookworm yeah
bookworm is a kind of a nerd
Yeah.
But I would say it's someone who dedicates himself to something
Right.
You know actually the nerds turn out to be the winners
No,
you know,
but
I was a nerd in school. You know, I hit the books like all day, all night.
I think-
I did nothing.
See,
but
you-
now
you
see,
say
I'm,
that
I'm
proudly.
popular. You know, it's great.
Yeah,
So nerds become success stories.
Well,
Right.
Bill Gates once said, "Be nice to your nerd friends because one day you're going to be working for them."
Yeah, he said that. But it's been obvious only in, I think since 2010 or something when technology plays more important roles in our lives. So I looked it up on the internet and the difference between nerds and geeks, actually there is some difference. When you say nerd, you mean it in a negative way. Someone who's obsessed with something, someone who's crazy, like as a computer nerd, they're crazy about computers. But all they want to do all day is to sit at a computer,
Yes.
play with the computer. They don't want to socialize with other people. They're
Nothing else.
socially awkward. Yep, nothing else. But if you say geek is someone who is absolutely interested about something and they devote themselves to that certain thing. But at the same time, when they talk to other people, let's say if I'm a computer geek, when I talk to you, I don't use the technical terms a lot because I want you to understand what I'm talking about. But for nerds, they tend to use a lot of technical terms.
Oh, I see. Okay, so geeks have the ability to socialize with others
Right.
on the issues that they're experts in,
Exactly.
without being so nerdy.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So
okay.
if someone call you a nerd, it might not be
That's the thing.
a complete compliment.
I still wouldn't feel great about someone calling me a geek or a nerd, to be honest. But
the
it
point-
sounds like geeks เข้าสังคมได้นะครับในขณะที่ nerd เข้าสังคมไม่ค่อยได้
Okay,
เข้าไม่ค่อยได้ใช่
That's
ค่ะ
the lesson from this. No,
Right.
is this the lesson from this story? What is the lesson from this story about Silicon
สิ่งที่เรา
Valley?
ได้มาจากเรื่องซีรีส์เรื่อง Silicon Valley เนี่ยก็คือว่าเราไม่เคยให้ความสนใจกับเรื่องชีวิตของคนที่เป็นโปรแกรมเมอร์มาก่อนเพราะมันน่าเบื่อ
โอเค
เราคิดว่าเขาเป็นกี๊กเขาเป็นเนิร์ดแต่ตอนนี้เนี่ยมันมีคนทำภาพยนตร์ทำซีรีส์ที่เกี่ยวข้องกับชีวิตของโปรแกรมเมอร์เหล่านี้และได้รับความสนใจมากเพราะฉะนั้นเราสามารถพูดได้เลยว่าในยุคนี้ค่ะ nerd culture has become popular
Exactly, and a lot of the geeks and nerds turn out to be millionaires
Right.
who owns beautiful homes and have great successful
many
stories.
wives
But,
Wait, so are you a geek? Are you a nerd?
I'm a geek
You're a geek, not a
definitely
nerd.
not
Okay.
a nerd
I'm
Yep.
gonna just say I'm both a geek and a nerd, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna specify, I'm not like an expert in any particular computer thing, but I think I was a nerd, Nintendo nerd back in my day.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's easy, man.
But Kuplung, did you know that the first episode of Silicon Valley, you actually see Eric Schmidt in the show? He was standing by the pool, and then lots of nerdy people, they tried to approach him with new ideas, but Eric Schmidt was just like really annoyed by them. So you
It's
see
a cameo by him.
Yep ก็คือจะมีคนที่เป็นคนดังในโลกเทคโนโลยีจริงๆมาอยู่ในรายการนี้ด้วย
ครับ
ค่ะ
ศัพท์ภาษาอังกฤษอีกคำหนึ่งในวันนี้ another English term for today cameo Eric Schmidt made a cameo in Silicon Valley which is a TV program. Cameo is like a brief special appearance by a big shot guy
And where they play themselves like if
เล่นเป็นตัวเอง
yes เล่นเป็นตัวเองนะครับคือไปออกรายการนะครับในฐานะเป็นตัวเองนะครับเล่นบทบาทตัวเอง
CAMEO CAMEO นะฮะคือถ้าแปลเป็นไทยง่ายๆนะฮะคนดังโผล่มาเยือนคนดังแวะมาเยือนในรายการใน
ต่อไปคุณปลื้มอาจจะได้
ร
อยู่ในแบบละครอะไรบางอย่างแล้วเป็นคุณปลื้มเองไปนั่งวิเคราะห์ข่าวก็แบบสถานการณ์แบบนี้ค่ะ not just Silicon Valley but also some other series like The Big Bang Theory it's about a group of scientists who are also as socially awkward as those in Silicon Valley. So we see that lots of attentions is turned to nerd culture, scientists หรือวิทยาศาสตร์ต่างๆที่ตอนนี้คนหันมาคิดว่ามันเป็นเรื่องที่คูลไปแล้วค่ะไม่ใช่เรื่องที่แบบน่าเบื่ออีกแล้วอย่างเช่นซีรีส์เรื่อง Cosmos
This is one of my new favorite series. Have you seen Cosmos? Yes?
I did.
Yet?
Only one episode though.
Oh, it's really good. I think they have about 6 episodes out now, and in fact, President Obama came out and told everybody that they're going to have this show before, and he almost presented it.
He made an introduction for this TV show.
Really?
Yeah. He encouraged all Americans to watch it because it really gives you the history of physics and really it's about space and astrophysics.
Right. คุณอาจจะยังไม่เห็นภาพเดี๋ยวเราไปดูคลิปวิดีโอกันก่อนค่ะแล้วเดี๋ยวเรากลับมาคุยกันเรื่องคลิปวิดีโอที่โอบามาพูดแนะนำเรื่อง Cosmos นี่ค่ะ
America has always been a nation of fearless explorers who dream bigger and reach farther than others imagine. That's the spirit of discovery that Carl Sagan captured in the original Cosmos. Today, we're doing everything we can to bring that same sense of possibility to a new generation because there are new frontiers to explore, and we need Americans eager to explore them. There are no limits, so open your eyes and open your imagination. The next great discovery could be yours.
ก็ดูจากคลิปวิดีโอนี้นะคะจะเห็นว่าโอบามาให้ความสำคัญเป็นอย่างยิ่งกับการสำรวจแล้วก็การเรียนรู้วิทยาศาสตร์ค่ะซึ่งเขาอยากจะให้คนอเมริกันที่เป็นคนรุ่นใหม่เนี่ยหันมาสนใจเรื่องนี้อย่างจริงจังมากขึ้น
This is pretty cool. Even the U.S. president, steps down and takes the time to recommend a TV program because it has to do with science and technology.
It's really interesting. It gives the history of how comets are formed, meteors, how our solar system works, where we are located in our galaxy, and how our galaxy is actually spinning and spinning around the universe. And it's really interesting. And it's very interesting and eye-opening and helps you really think about how small we are in this universe.
We are really small.
We're tiny little specks, little ants.
Yeah, the host of the show, he said that in order to understand what Cosmos is trying to present, you have to use your imagination a lot.
I mean, they have this little ship that they go around the galaxy and the cosmos, Jakawan, the cosmos, and or the universe, you can call it. And it's very interesting. Obviously, a lot of it's animated, but the facts that are presented are all correct.
Yeah.
And they talk about Isaac Newton and talk about Galileo and a lot of the early scientists.
Right. Well, so it's settled that science and nerd culture have become something cool in this year, 2014.
And it's cool. It's cool to be smart.
Is helping.
Yeah, he's helping it. Yeah, you guys should check it out. Cosmos, a space-time odyssey. Anyway, I've got an interesting article I ran into on HuffingtonPost.com about Thailand, in fact.
Really?
Yes, and I thought it was.
I hope it's a good thing.
อดัมนะครับบอกตรงๆโดนใจนะครับเพราะว่า
It hits home.
It hits home. Yes, it hits home. 21 signs you've spent too much time in Thailand.
Oh, Huffington Post dares to write something like this. Hits home เนี่ย hits home เนี่ยแปลว่าโดนนะฮะ
โดน
HIT เนี่ยแล้วก็เว้นแล้วก็ home เนี่ย HOME
To hit home. It hits home ก็เติม s เข้าไปเพราะว่า it ก็เป็นนามเอกพจน์ก็ต้องเป็น it hits home แต่ว่าถ้าto hit home ก็ไม่เติม s นะเป็น hit home ยังไงก็แปลว่าโดนนั่นแหละโดนใจนะ
เขาพูดว่า too much time ฟังดูเป็นด้านลบยังไงก็ไม่รู้นะคะชายดำ
No, it's just it's a funny article. The first number one is you prefer motorbikes to minivans.
Okay.
As you can see.
Yeah.
Which you should not, but sometimes you don't have a choice.
For me, yes, I prefer a motorbike. So that's one for me. You're counting the days till the next full moon because you want to go to Got Phangan. Actually, I've never been to a full moon party
I haven't
myself.
been to.
That's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Really?
People don't do that.
I don't. At
Have you
least.
been there?
No, nobody cares about that.
That's a tourist thing. I've never even
Yeah,
been to one.
it's a tourist thing.
Yeah, and so anyway, the next one is the menu is your new favorite guessing game because we have
Well, that's just like living in China. It's the same situation. You have to
Chinese
guess a
spring
lot.
roll with crap. Crap.
This is
as in-
negative.
CRAP. See, I said too much time in
I like
Thailand. What's the
Huffington Post,
negative?
but I don't like this article. What does the next one
there's,
say?
there's still more. Okay, number 4. Fish sauce is simultaneously the grossest and best condiment on earth.
It is good.
It is.
It's
น้ำปลา
good.
ก็คือ fish sauce ซึ่งอร่อย which is delicious but it does not sound delicious but
Well,
it
they
is
say simultaneously ในขณะเดียวกันคือ simultaneously พร้อมกันนะฮะ the grossest น่าขยะแขยงแล้วก็อร่อยที่สุดนะฮะ
ทำไมถึงหน้าขยะแขยงได้ล่ะคะ เพราะมันก็เป็นแค่น้ำสีดำๆ มันก็ไม่ได้มีความรู้สึกว่าหน้าขยะแขยง
อันนั้นไม่เคยมองว่าหน้าขยะแขยงแต่ว่าอาจจะแบบกลิ่นที่แบบไม่เคยชินก็ได้ครับฝรั่งก็ไม่เคยชิน
yeah fish sauce do not smell good but taste good
It tastes
Right.
good. Let's go to some of the other ones. You freak out when you find sunscreen without whitening compounds. Oh, interesting.
ก็
Okay.
คนไทยส่วนใหญ่ชอบทาให้ผิวสีขาว
ตั้ง
นะ
ข่าวใช่ค่ะ
American malls seem tiny
yeah
because the malls in Thailand are
yeah
huge.
we got
Right.
huge malls from Fashion Island to Future Park Rangsit to Siam
Central
Paragon
World.
some of the biggest in the world not kidding
Even Thai people get lost when walking in the mall. It's so huge.
I think this is a great one. Number 11. I'm skipping a few of them, but number 11. Your life in general comes from 7-Eleven.
Yes.
Which
Definitely.
there's a 7-Eleven right behind my condo, and I'm always going there for water, for chips, for whatever. I'm always going to 7-Eleven. My life in general revolves around 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. It's cool. Okay, there's a few more. You know, a good dinner should never cost more than $4.
Oh, okay if you're smart you make the right
Right.
selection you get some real good food at that
You
price.
think about it. If you get like cow pat in America, like fried rice in America at an expensive Thai restaurant, you're looking at least $10.
yeah which is ridiculous
300 กว่าบาท 300 นิดๆนะคะ
ridiculous is in Thai is
หน้า
บ้า
ขำ
ไปเลยอะไรเงี้ยบ้าไปเลย ridiculous
บ้าเกินบ้าจริงๆเลย
แล้วอันนั้นพออ่าน
ridiculous
ครบทุกลิสต์แล้วรู้สึกว่าตัวเอง spend too much time in Thailand หรือยังคะ
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of these things are very touristy kind of items that a lot of them I don't agree with. Like Bloom
Don't
said,
apply to you.
they don't apply to me. I'm not a tourist is the thing. And so maybe this could be a list of 21 signs that you have been a tourist in Thailand
All
for
right.
too
For
long.
too long.
So that's Huffington Post. You can read the full article at huffingtonpost.com, right?
Oh yes.
All right. Okay, so Adam, we're going to take a short break, Sushing. We'll come back with more. We have a special guest, a very beautiful lady from France, but she speaks Thai better than you do even.
Probably,
Wow.
yeah.
Next break, we're coming back with Talking Thailand. Welcome back to Talking Thailand on Free TV Digital Channel 21.
Thailand from the inside out and outside in.
ร่วมมองประเทศไทยในมุมมองที่แตกต่างระดับโลก
ระดับโลกมากๆนะครับวันนี้เรามีแขกรับเชิญสุดพิเศษนะครับเป็นสุภาพสตรีนะครับสุดสวยมาจากประเทศฝรั่งเศสนะครับแล้วก็ she has appeared on Diva's Cafe and this is her first appearance on Talking Thailand taking our studio by storm สวัสดีครับคุณยูจีเนียครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
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 สวัสดีครับ
คุณยูจีนี่นามสกุลมอริโอ
เมริโอค่ะ
Mario
ยากมาก
สำเนียงแมคเรียright no I'm just kidding
แต่ว่ามีชื่อให้คนไทยเรียกได้
ถูกต้อง
ง่ายๆด้วยใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ชื่อเล่นคือเจนนี่ค่ะสำหรับคนไทย
เฮ้ยคุณ
ง่าย
เจนนี่
ๆค่ะ
คุณจีนี่พูดภาษาไทยชัดนะฮะ
ขอบคุณมาก
Your
ค่ะ
Thai is very fluent. How many years have you been in the kingdom?
I've been here for 5 years now.
5 years?
Yeah, I arrived in 2008.
And
Yes.
so you studied French. You studied Thai in France.
Yes, I did.
How
Indeed,
long?
in Paris. Actually, I did only 1 year because then I went to Thailand, but then I registered at university and I just went back to do the exams, take the exams, and I passed it. So now I have a bachelor degree. But
คุณยูจินี่เก่งมากท่านผู้ชมคือผมยอมรับว่าแอดัมเนี่ยนะฮะเก่งภาษาไทยมากแต่ว่าผมลืมแอดัมแล้ว
ไม่ต้องพูดจริงนะฮะเก่งกว่าดำนะ
คือ
เห็นไหม
เขา
อ่ะ
เรียนฝรั่งเศสเนี่ยเรียนภาษาไทยที่ฝรั่งเศสปีเดียว แล้วก็มาใช้ชีวิตอยู่ในเมืองไทยประมาณ 5-6 ปีได้เนี่ยก็พูดได้คนไทยฟังเข้าใจนะซูชิ
เข้าใจค่ะ แล้วก็ถ้าเราดูดีว่าคาเฟ่จะเห็นว่าคุณเจนนี่เนี่ยใช้คำศัพท์ที่เป็นคำศัพท์วิชาการในระดับที่ซูชิงที่เป็นเจ้าของภาษาบางทียังนึกไม่ออกว่าต้องใช้คำนี้ด้วย
รู้สึกอายแล้วนะตอนนี้
มี
ชม
เดี๋ยว
นี่
มีแฟนเป็นคนไทยหรือเปล่าครับเนี่ย ไม่อยากตอบนะอาจารย์อย่ามาถามสารแหน่
นี่ค่ะเข้าธีม
เฮ้
ราย ย
เดี๋ยว
การ
นะผมว่าอันนี้น่ารักมากเลยนะฮะนี่อะไรครับเนี่ย
Okay, so this is my mug. It's a courtesy from the European delegation of the European Commission in Thailand. So thank you very much. This is the stars of the founding member states of the European Union. Okay, so as I'm a representative
Yep.
of the EU
Yes.
And
as
very
a French person,
powerful country in the EU.
okay, we can discuss about that
very
later.
powerful. No, but น่ารักมากนะฮะนี่เป็นดาวที่เป็นสัญลักษณ์ของสหภาพยุโรป
ค่ะ
นะครับ This is your mug.
Yes,
Okay.
I have other ones.
I want to get your take on Huffington Post's article, Adam, that list.
Okay, well, let me just add the last one, number 21, because they were saying that most of them were negative. Some of them were just kind of random and didn't really apply to people that have been in Thailand for a long time. But anyway, the last one said, and I agree with this, it says, this number 21, you've realized that no humans on Earth are as nice as Thais. And it's true. Well, how do you feel
I
about
don't know
that?
if I agree with that, but let's hear from Jenny.
Okay, so well, anyway, my take on this Huffington Post article, you talked about the full moon party in Koh Phangan. So actually, some people sitting here have been to Koh Phangan full moon party.
So do you count down the days to the next full moon?
No, I don't. But it's true that my first trip to Thailand was actually to go to the full moon party.
Interesting.
So
yes.
it
So you're a
happens.
tourist.
Yeah.
And overall, it was a pretty good experience.
Yeah, it was good, and then I decided I would never leave this country.
Okay.
All right
So
then.
full
So
moon
it's
party
true.
got you to live in Thailand.
Well, how
That's
about
cool.
Thai people being some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet? How do you feel about that?
It's okay. Don't
I
mind
think
me.
French people are nice too.
Oh, I don't know. Americans say that French are mean.
I know they're like arrogant, yeah.
I've been practicing my French. ผมได้ฝึกซ้อมภาษาอังกฤษมาภาษาฝรั่งเศสมาอย่างดีนะฮะ
Parlez-vous français?
Oui.
Oui. Oh.
Je m'appelle ปลื้ม
ผมชื่อ Bloom,
My name
right?
is Bloom.
Jomapel is my name is.
Exactly.
On the issue at hand, Eugenie is here for a reason. We're going to talk about something quite important. That's the death penalty,
Exactly.
which is a problem actually still for the kingdom because we are a country that still uses the death penalty, even though there's all of this campaign internationally to end it. So I mean,
Exactly.
what is your take on this?
Okay, so why am I talking about this? Because this issue was raised in social media in Thailand about a few weeks ago. It's about a guy holding up a sign saying, I would like rapists to be executed. อยากให้คดีข่มขืนถูกประหาร
ค่ะ
And so someone took a picture of this guy. So he was just holding his sign in Siam Center in Bangkok.
Oh, here in Thailand.
Yeah, here in Bangkok. And posted it on Facebook. And then many people commented saying, oh, that's great. This guy is so committed to advance women's rights.
They praised him for it.
Yeah, they praised him. So the question is, do we agree with that?
In Thailand, I don't know what is the the punishment for rapists in Thailand is not execution though. For
No,
Thailand.
it's about 15 to 20 years in
Yeah,
prison. Yeah. So there was a petition online that was launched to call for the death penalty for rape offenses, and there's another petition for calling for life sentence.
Okay.
Which is different. So this petition now has about 18,000 people who sign on it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it caught on, and some people actually agreed with it,
Exactly.
even though it probably won't become law here. I mean, it's quite.
Well,
It's
it's
not
supposed to be the opposite. Right now, the Thai government has agreed or has committed to end the death penalty in the kingdom by 2013.
Oh, okay. So we're on
in
a good track.
2014, yeah.
But this is the same as in the European Union, I would suppose, right? Over there, they have pretty much ended it.
Oh, in the European Union, if you retain the death penalty, you cannot be a state member.
Oh, okay.
A member state, yeah.
Okay. So in France, this is not an issue anymore, basically.
It was abolished in 1981, so quite late compared to other European countries. But at the time when it was abolished, actually, there was a poll saying that most French people still wanted the death penalty. So this was a measure that was taken by the government against the will of the majority of the people at that time.
But as
And it's-
someone watching this issue now, are you afraid that this is something that could catch on in Thailand? That some people might find it, attractive to have this kind of law that has this really strong punishment?
So, for instance, I was looking Tot Prahan Chiwit on this online petition website,
Yeah.
change.org, and a lot of results came up. Some were calling for, so some petitions were about death penalty for corruption. And then I looked it up a little bit more, and I've seen that it's a topic that is raised very frequently in
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And you can see people calling for the death penalty for corruption,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
Which is even more far-fetched than the idea that a rapist should be murdered. So I mean, but that's how ridiculous this debate has been, though, in Thailand. I mean, you should, basically kill everyone.
Well,
and
yeah,
do all these
exactly.
wrong
You think
things.
differently.
Exactly. Like one of the arguments of the proponents of the death penalty is that when someone has killed someone else, then he should be killed in return. But that's not justice.
Right.
That is revenge. That's pre-modern. And there's a quote I like very much about from Gandhi, saying "Eye for eye, and the world will turn blind." So if we apply this principle, then there's no way we can advance.
Yeah.
But from your perspective of speaking, to Thai people, do you feel that most Thai people would want a kind of law that is that drastic, that would kill people for corruption or for other, less crimes?
The real question is not if Thai people want the death penalty, or the real question is, even if people want the death penalty, do we need the death penalty?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
It's
there's been studies that it doesn't really work in curbing violent crimes anyway.
Yeah, three arguments. First, it doesn't deter crime, because usually people who commit offenses like murder, rape, they don't feel deterred by the weight
the weight
of
of
the
the
sentence,
punishment, yeah.
just the certainty that
They do
it's
it
going to
anyway.
happen. Yeah. Is going to deter them. Then research has shown that usually about 10% of people being executed are innocent. And there were cases in the United States very recently, maybe you've heard of it, Troy Davis, who was executed. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
But the thing is, I grew up in the U.S. and the United States and Thailand are two of few remaining countries that still have executions. I mean, we have stated, we have put it on a stay for quite a while, but the U.S. still has many states that
There are
do
only
this.
18 U.S. states currently that don't have an enforceable death penalty statute. So, and those states are Alaska, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. The rest of the states have it.
Do have it. So okay.
Actually, I was surprised. I looked at the at Obama's debate for the presidential election, and he said that he was of the opinion that the death penalty was still useful.
Right. Well, let's go
Yeah.
back to that the raping case with the death penalty. Let's explore this thought. If we really apply that death penalty to the rape case, if you are a raper, if you're a rapist, right, and you feel like, okay, if you get caught, you're gonna get executed, will you let that victim of yours get away?
Oh, okay. So this is
Yeah.
another logic why the verdict would not even help anyway.
Right.
Okay.
You end up you turn into a rapist and a murderer.
A
as
murderer.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wouldn't agree with having the death penalty for rapists in any case, unless they were a rapist and a murderer. The death penalty obviously is a very touchy subject amongst all countries, and I don't know how I feel really. I think there are some people where the death penalty might be applicable if they really are a serial killer who has killed, many people and plans to kill more
Right.
people, and maybe life in prison as well. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
Anyway, in the world, now the official stance of the United Nations is that the death penalty should be abolished in the entire world. So there are more and more countries now that abolish the death penalty. Now we have about 140 countries that have either abolished or are not using the death penalty. So it's about 70% of the total number of countries in the world. So it's progressing.
ปัญหาเรื่องหนึ่งที่ในเมืองไทยคือถ้ามีคนที่ต่อต้านโทษประหารชีวิตจะมีอีกคนกลุ่มหนึ่งที่บอกว่าใช่สิไม่ได้โดนกับตัวเองหรือว่าญาติหรือว่าคนที่รักนี่นาถ้าโดนกับคนที่ตัวเองรู้จักจะอยากให้คนที่ทำผิดคนนั้นถูกประหารชีวิตหรือเปล่า
It's
Classic
It's
About this,
personal.
about
yeah,
this,
it's-
the
gets personal.
very interesting case. I think it occurred yesterday or 2 days ago in Iran. Actually, they have this kind of justice where the person is executed, and then the mother of the victim or some relative of the victim is the one pushing the body so that the person dies from hanging. Right.
and then
Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's quite scary, and they do it in public. ในที่สาธารณะเลยในอิหร่านเขาประหารชีวิตให้คนเห็น แล้วก็แม่ของคนที่ถูกฆ่าเนี่ยไปอยู่ในเหตุการณ์ and then she let him go.
Yes, she said she forgave him. So she said no, and so this guy he wasn't executed.
So there is mercy. But anyway, a lot of the studies that I've read kind of concludes that it doesn't work as a deterrence. You have a book to recommend, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's actually it's not a book. Now it's a film from this book, The Last Executioner of Thailand. This guy has been working for 19 years in Thai prisons, so in Bang Kwang prison in Nonthaburi, which is the prison where the death row inmates are imprisoned and where they are waiting for the death penalty.
This guy was actually in charge of killing
Yes,
inmates.
it was the
Executioner.
เปชฆาตคนสุดท้ายของประเทศไทย
Okay.
ก่อนที่เราจะยกเลิกระบบที่มีการยิงเป้าใช่ไหม Okay.
Exactly. So it was firing squad, the method of execution. So basically, this guy was firing in the back of people to kill them, many bullets. So over the time span of 19 years, he killed 55 people.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And he talked about this in the book.
And so then he wrote a book about this and about how hard it was to have this job when you're a Buddhist and how could he deal with his karma problems and karma issues. And then he got cancer and he finally passed away a few years ago. And now a film has been made out of the book and we can see the trailer right now.
ขณะนี้ผมอยู่กับคุณชาวเรศจารุบุญอดีตเพชฌฆาตจาก ในจังหวัดบางขวาง
Okay, so this film is going to be out in Thai cinemas in June. It's a Thai production. It was produced by Michael Pritchett and Tom Weller. Okay, their names are not really Thai, but they're half Thais. And screenplay by Don Linder.
Oh,
And
it sounds like Hollywood, little bit.
Yes, but it's a Thai film. It's
Okay.
a Thai
Yeah.
production.
And it's got Thai actors
And it's got Thai actors.
playing this guy. Okay, this is gonna be quite scary though, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie to not miss this coming year.
Right. In
Last
June.
Executioner. Okay.
And so you'll have an insight about how things are inside the prison of Bang Kwang. And I would like to tell to all the foreigners who watch us now that in Bang Kwang prison there are many foreigners who are lonely, and it's possible for foreigners to visit their fellow citizens in the prison, so you can ask details to your embassy and then go visit prisoners. And it
Even
will
though you
help
don't know
them.
them personally, you can visit them.
Yes.
I really liked the quote that we got from who did you say said it? Was it Nelson Mandela
No,
or
Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh, Gandhi, way off. An eye for an eye. What was it? An eye for an eye will have a blind world or something.
An eye for an eye, and the whole world will turn blind.
blind.
Oh,
And it
okay.
rhymes.
อันนี้คมคายจริงๆนะครับ
สำนวน
ซึ้ง
ดี
นะฮะภาษาไทยว่าไงครับ
วันนี้แปลยากนิดนึง
ตาต่อ
แต่ว่า
ตา
ตาต่อตาฟันต่อฟันในที่สุดเนี่ยทั้งโลกเนี่ย
จะมืดบอด
จะมืดบอดไปเลย เพราะว่าจะฆ่ากันหมดนะฮะ
ค่ะ
ขอบคุณมากนะครับคุณยูจีนี่นะครับ we thank you คุณยูจีนี่ and you know we look forward to your expertise more right here on Talking Thailand, and you can catch her on Divas Cafe in the future as well พักกันสักครู่ครับ we'll take a short break we'll come back with more of Talking Thailand
Welcome back to Talking Thailand. We are in our last break now, and I actually saw that there's a Thai YouTube video that's a country Thai song เพลงลูกทุ่งนะฮะ
ค่ะ
ที่ครบยอดวิวมากถึงเท่าไหร่นะ
100 ล้านมากกว่า 100 ล้านครั้ง
Wow, 100 million views for this clip. Let's take a look.
เบอร์โทรอื่นจะได้ยินเสียงรอสายแบบว่าให้รอ แต่เบอร์นี้จะได้ยินเสียงใจบอกว่า ท่านกำลังเข้าสู่บริการรับฝากหัวใจ
As a Bangkok city boy, I actually love Luk Tung, you know, in the way that it's been represented now. ขอใจเธอแลกเบอร์โทร This is hugely popular. You don't know, I have a 2.5-year-old son. He can sing this.
Wow.
It is that popular.
Yeah. Last
Okay.
year, everywhere you went, you heard this song ขอใจเธอแลกเบอร์โทร
แล้ว
was everywhere.
Ying Li dances around, you know. There's really nothing like super special about her dance, but it's just like it catches on easily and people can follow, you know, the tune. It's easy to sing as well. So you should try this.
For foreigners trying to learn Thai, I think listening to Thai songs is a great way to understand the accent and also, you know, have fun while you're learning.
But normally we don't get like 100 view for a Thai Luk Tung music, you know,
No.
a song. This is quite an extraordinary.
So what
100
makes this
million
song so
views. Wow.
popular?
Because
What about it?
I
The
think
choreography?
It's catchy.
It's catchy. The phrase, you know the phrase, you know what this phrase means. ขอใจเธอแลกเบอร์โทรเนี่ยใช่ไหมหรือ
ใช่ใช่
คือ I give you my the girl
I'll give
gives
you my
her-
heart for your number,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, the guy gives her. Actually, it should be the girl giving like the heart and the number.
Yeah.
It's the guy giving the heart and getting the number.
Yeah, I guess. So the girl gets our entire heart, but we only get her number. Is
Yeah.
Isn't
double
that,
standard.
Isn't that the only
Oh
thing you
my
want?
No, we need to
anyway.
get the girl's heart as well.
ขอใจเธอแลกเบอร์โทรนะคะปรากฏการณ์เพลงลูกทุ่งที่มียอดชมคลิปวิดีโอบน YouTube มากกว่า 100 ล้านครั้งค่ะ ก็ต้องรอดูกันต่อไปว่าคลิปต่อไปที่จะได้ยอดวิวขนาดนี้จะเป็นคลิปอะไรบ้าง
น้อง
แต่
กิฟซี่ใบเตยฮะ
อ๋ออย่ามโนใช่ไหมคะ
อย่ามโน
Don't imagine it
Don't imagine things Quit imagining things อย่ามโนนะฮะ
อย่ามโน
Quit imagining things อย่าจิ้นไปเองนะฮะคิดไปเอง
นี่เขาร้องเองทั้งเพลงเลยนะ
So how many views does that have?
I don't know
I don't know.
I have to
It's
check
not
it on
100
YouTube
million yet, though. Let's take a look at some of our vocab words from today's episode. First of all, we have executioner, which was
เพชฌฆาต
Pechakat,
Ka.
Pechakat executioner. Execution actually doesn't just mean ประหารชีวิตอย่างเดียวนะครับ จริงๆ ถ้า execute อาจจะแปลว่าดำเนินการก็ได้นะครับ
ลงมือ
ก็
จัด
ได้
การ
ครับ to execute a plan or even if you're talking about sports and a football team has a plan to execute then you can talk about or you can use the word execute ดำเนิน
เพช
นะ
ร
ฮะ
ฆาตนี่คำนี้โหดนะ
โหดนะฮะโหดแล้วอีกคำหนึ่งนะฮะ cameo is someone that is a guest or makes a guest appearance on a show and plays themselves so if คุณปลื้ม were to be himself on a Thai ละคร Thai soap opera then he would be a cameo
เป็นคนดังที่รับบทเป็นตัวเองค่ะ
ครับ
and legit is actually คำว่า legit เนี่ยมันย่อมาจากคำว่า legitimate นะฮะซึ่งถ้าเป็นรูปแบบนามนะครับก็จะเป็น legitimacy นะความน่าเชื่อถือหรือว่าความชอบธรรมก็ได้นะครับถ้าเป็น legitimate ก็จะเป็น adjective คุณศัพท์นะฮะhe is a legitimate businessman a legitimate doctor อย่างนี้นะฮะแต่ว่ามักจะย่อนะครับเป็นแค่ legit นะฮะ
ซึ่ง
legit
ถ้าเป็นตรงกันข้ามก็คือ illegitimate
illegitimate ใช่ครับ illegitimate
illegitimate government
โอ้โห
Fire cool
อันนี้จะซื้ออะไรล่ะ
Right on. All right, now let's read through all the comments, the hashtags on Twitter. Some of the viewers learned new words from our last episode. Staycation, remember that? Staycation is a
Came from
vacation
Grace,
when
yeah.
you stay at home. Someone tweeted about learning the word staycation, and I've got another tweet that say in love with this program, watching it for the first time and in love with it already. Another tweet say พ่ออาจารย์อดัมชื่อจอห์น
แล้วไง
Oh,
มีความหมายยัง
and
ไง
this
ก็
has
ไม่
been
เข้าใจ
retweeted for so many times, so it must be something interesting. Okay, but don't forget that if you want to talk about Talking Thailand, put the hashtag in the front, hashtag Talking Thailand and hashtag BYOMUG. We'll be reading through all your comments and also the picture of you with your mug.
For the picture with the mug thing do you have to use Instagram and
No,
Twitter
you don't have to. Just Facebook,
Twitter, or
Instagram,
Instagram.
Google Plus, anything. We'll follow.
and do the hashtag thing
Yep.
like that and you know and then you can help make the program you know more popular as we're catching on the feedback so far is pretty good so
Pretty good.
we're gonna keep it going right here on Voice TV
Yep, let's see some of the pictures that people have been
Okay.
sending in. Royal
Alright.
wedding mug.
Royal wedding mug
oh very
คุณ
cool
วสันต์นะคะส่งภาพถ่ายของตัวเองคู่กับแก้วมา WC Royal Wedding
นี่เขาใส่ชื่อจริงเลยนะวสันต์สุทธิเกษม Talking Thailand นะฮะวันนี้เรามีกี่ภาพคะเนี่ยจริงเรามีเยอะนะถ้าเข้าไปดู
เยอะอยู่
ใน
นะคะ
ใน Facebook เนี่ยนะฮะมี
ดู
เยอะ
ภาพต่อไปก็ได้ค่ะ
นี่แก้ว Starbucks
แก้ว Starbucks nice to see this program and like the way you talk so I can enjoy to practice my English as well
คนที่พูด 2 ภาษาในบ้านเราผมว่าเยอะขึ้นกว่าตอนเด็ก
ค่ะ
ๆนะฮะถัดไปอันนี้น่ารักนะ your style your way อ๋อ Genesis บุญธงคนนี้เขาชอบเจอผมใน Facebook เขาชอบตามการเมืองผม
ค่ะ
แต่ชื่อเขาแปลกดีนะ
Genesis
Genesis
the beginning of a new
next is Exodus no
อันนี้เป็นแก้วนะคะ before approved นะคะ I do improve myself by this program Talking Thailand thank you
ขอบคุณครับ คุณปุ่น นี่มีสาวๆด้วยนะฮะ
มีภาพถือแก้วมาให้ด้วยนะคะ favorite mug with favorite place Reunion Island number 974
คุณเนียนัทธิกานะฮะ
ค่ะเขาก็บอกว่าเป็นโปรแกรมโปรดของเขาเหมือนกัน
โอ้ขอบคุณนะฮะ เราจัดรายการมาไม่กี่สัปดาห์เอง
ค่ะ
นะครับ
นี่เป็นเอพิโซดที่ 3 เท่านั้น แต่ว่ามีคุณผู้ชมที่อยากจะมีส่วนร่วมกับรายการนะคะเราอยากจะเห็นแบบนี้เยอะๆค่ะ เพราะฉะนั้นก็สามารถส่งภาพส่งข้อความเข้ามาคุยพร้อมกับติด hashtag Talking Thailand มาด้วยค่ะ
Alright if you want more of Kun Su Shing you gotta turn on to Divas Cafe and also Cool Tech and for Adam Bradshaw the breakdown is there always teaching you all you need to know about the English language
tomorrow at 9:30
Thank you for joining us tonight have a great night we say goodbye สวัสดีครับ
ส สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ